All right, team, February 16th Intel report. Going into Lent this week. And one of the things that I wanted to start off with from the mindset perspective was suffering. So that's what I'm going to talk about in Will. We have some updates on some videos. We've been putting more and more video out on YouTube for you guys and been getting some great feedback. We got new products. We actually have a new blade. I don't know if I've mentioned it yet, but we're dropping very, very soon. We've been getting a lot of requests for, not the Razor Baby either. And lastly, I want to talk about a book and a couple of other updates within Crush Everything in the team here. With Lent coming up, we've only got 2 days. And realistically, in the past, it's always been good to set a time to prepare for Lent and not go into it wondering on Ash Wednesday what you're going to do. And Lent might not be something that everybody's familiar with. Do I encourage you to get familiar with it? Yes, of course. But this is a season that we are going into for a reason. There's a really powerful and strong purpose with what Lent is. The 3 pillars of Lent is prayer, fasting, and almsgiving. Those are 3 things that are really inseparable from life. And I just want to be able to go into this Lent prepared. Of course, we have the 40-day forge that I've done for a long time now, and you guys can go check out the blog for the 40-day forge that I did. I haven't been putting out like an updated plan that I'm doing because it's evolved so much, but these are just some ideas to get you to think about. Just like I talked about in the very beginning, I talked about suffering, and part of Lent is attached to that. That's why fasting is so difficult for some people, because you suffer through that. And that's why fasting is one of those pillars that gives us a lot of strength and an increased ability to endure a lot of things in life. I'll go back to fasting in a second. But suffering is the primary element that I want to talk about today with mindset. I honestly think that in our culture today, that we have forgotten how to suffer and suffer well. I truly have reflected on that over the last several weeks through prayer and realized that, oh my goodness, we have forgot as a culture to suffer. We forgot how to suffer. We forgot how to teach our kids how to suffer. Everything in today's day and age is a quick fix for every little thing. You get hurt, it's ibuprofen. You have this going on, you take Tylenol. You got some surgery going on, you're taking some type of a opioid. Everything in today's culture is what's the quick fix. I honestly believe that's taking us away from really suffering well and understanding how suffering can be beneficial, not only for our health, our well-being, our mindset, but our faith more than anything. And when you tie that suffering in, which is what I'll talk back about sacrifice and ultimately fasting, it's a micro element of what that can do for you personally. And I know that people that don't have faith fast, and I know that there's people that are very faithful that fast. I think they're both important to understand, because I think the discipline can be done just like getting in the gym and working out. I think you can go get in the gym and work out. There's going to be some benefit to that. But when you connect your why of why you're in the gym and why you're working out and why that discipline of strengthening your body is important, it compounds it to a whole nother level. And I believe that's the same thing as fasting. You can fast, and there can be benefit, maybe even spiritual benefit that you didn't realize if you're faithless. But when you combine these elements together of suffering and sacrifice and fasting with prayer, and you bind those together, there's a compounding effect that's really, it starts to be in a supernatural realm where the benefit to you, to your sanctification, to your soul, to your ability to grow is really beyond what I can even explain. I think that's why this season is so important. So if you've never done anything before, if you've never spent time in prayer, if you've never spent time fasting, if you've never spent time in intentional almsgiving, this is the season that the church gives us to dig deep, to go a layer deeper, to try hard. I always say going into Lent that it shouldn't be sustainable. The level that we go into, the effort that we put into this, it should make us feel uncomfortable right now going into it. You should start thinking about things like Holy Week. How are you really going to push yourself spiritually And again, there's a lot of different human elements that will fight us on this, even your friends and family. Like, why are you gonna fast so much? Or why are you gonna do all this? Everybody questions you when you start going to another layer. Believe me, I've experienced it myself. And it makes everybody around you uncomfortable. Of course, that's a whole nother conversation, talking about how doing things to an nth degree can start affecting and having less charity with the people around you. But there are seasons. And you don't want to use that to a fault either. You don't want to use that as an excuse to be like, oh man, I'm going to make my family uncomfortable if I don't eat, during a specific meal. Sometimes that's the example that you need to set, and you need to pray and ask for prudence and wisdom and to be able to do those things really well. So we forgot how to suffer well. And this is the perfect season that we're going into to be able to do that. Of course, you can do it anytime, right? We can get in the gym every day. But this, in a spiritual sense, I think is the most important season to go through these 3 pillars and do them well. So if you need some inspiration, go check out the 40-Day Forge that I have on the blog. I think there'll be a link somewhere on this email. Or if you're watching this on YouTube, you can go to our website, go to our blog. You'll see it on there, 40-Day Forge. We got to reclaim what it means to suffer and teach our children the same thing. When we have a little headache or we have some type of pain, do we go run to a bottle and teach our kids that that's what they should expect? Are we teaching the habits and the expectations of the people around us not to be able to accept the suffering that God gave me? And at the end of the day, if I'm suffering, maybe I deserve it. If I'm suffering, maybe it's something that I need to go through to connect my relationship and grow my love and my relationship with God in a closer way. So hopefully you guys got some value out of that. But again, I can't help but to say that enough. Like, we have forgotten how to suffer well. So how do we reclaim and re-strengthen that ability again in ourselves and the people around us? I think it's really a missing art that needs to come back, and part of Lent does that for us. Okay, on the train side, if you guys missed it last week, we put out a video about the back cut hook, and that is a feature on the Crusader blade. I talked very extensively about that, and ultimately I brought that up because it's an element of training. You have to understand how your gear is working, and we put that video out, so I encourage you to go watch it. But also, just from the standpoint of having a trainer, I can't emphasize enough that if you expect to carry a blade, or if you want to be better at carrying a blade for everyday carry, and you think you're going to deploy that blade, a trainer is the best way to get reps in. Hands down, bottom line. Live blade training is cool, but it is more advanced and it is more difficult to do. You can get a lot of reps in with this without worrying about either pushing the limits and cutting yourself or somebody else, and really get solid reps in here. And again, the cost of the trainers is low on purpose. So you guys, they're obtainable. And if you have a blade, I highly recommend that you get the trainer, you get the reps in, and deploy it how you think you would. If you have a bag, or even just getting reps in the garage, that is it's an indispensable part of our offering here. We design and make blades for self-protection and everyday carry. The responsible thing to do is to train with what you think that you're going to do. I would guess the majority of the people that are following us, that are watching us, that are buying our product, are people that are actively thinking about how to put themselves in the situation where they can protect themselves and their family. You have a duty to make sure that you're using your trainer so that you use it to the best of your ability when it comes time to actually deploy it for real. That's a responsibility that you have. It's just like having a firearm. If I own a gun, but don't walk through all the procedures and the deployment of that thing, or the safety rules and the processes that I can use to be safer when it comes time to use it, then I'm slacking. I am not making myself an asset, and I can do better. So that's my training tip for this week, is that, again, emphasizing and calling you out. If you don't have a trainer and you have one of our blades, or you have another blade from somebody else and don't have a trainer, go get a trainer. Level up your ability to get in the garage once or twice a week at least, and just to draw that thing and say, okay, if I think I'm going to use it, this is the way I'm going to use it. Speaking of trainers, moving to the equip section, our SMR trainers are back in stock. It was a little offset there. We launched the SMR again. We're out of stock right away. I think we sold out of those in like 24 hours. So again, we are working on getting those back. But the SMR trainers are now back in stock. So if you do have an SMR, or you're thinking about getting an SMR, they are available now, and you can go check those out. You'll probably get a stock notification or a reload alert, but they are back there. So if you want to add one of those to your trainer. And again, we have trainers for most of our blades. We even have trainers for the combat flathead. We will eventually work on getting a Neptune trainer. that is something that is important to us to make sure we have a replica for each one that we have. Again, this is the Crusader trainer. And when you think about the training aspect of it, I want it to be very, very similar. You know, one of the things I always talk about is that back cut, right? Just like the back cut hook, talked about it in that video. But why is that important? You know, well, because that's a really strong aspect of my motor memory, my mechanics. I can pull here, I can grab on. One of the things I always challenge people to do in some of our courses is grab 2 trainer blades, get up on a pull-up bar, and then do pull-ups with the trainers. If you can do a pull-up with the trainers, that's actually a good like challenge for people, right? Be able to do that. But get on a pull-up bar, and if you can do pull-ups with that strength, that's the tightness you're gonna feel when you're actually pulling. That's the engagement, that's the level of strength that you want on a target after you engage wherever the target is and you grip that blade through. That's the level of aggression and a level of strength and tension that I wanna feel on that back cut. So again, the training aspect kind of flowing into the equip, make sure that you guys have the right trainer. We got big news coming as far as blades dropping, and I don't even know if I put this out yet, but we are dropping a Razorback Pro. The next most demanded thing, besides we've been talking about the Razor Baby, is a Razorback that actually has a black handle. So all of you guys, military, law enforcement professionals out there that carry on a daily basis that can't have a red handle, this is gonna solve that problem. These are gonna be a limited run, they're gonna go quick, but we knew that it was a need that guys have been asking for, and I have no doubt we're gonna sell quite a few of these right out of the gate. I know I'm gonna get one, other guys are gonna want one out there in the military and law enforcement realm, so those are gonna be dropping soon. Do I have a date on that yet, Jake?
I'm not sure.
Okay, we're not sure, but it's soon. It's like a week or 2. It's happening fast. So you guys are gonna see teasers come out about that as well. So just stay in the loop. You know, obviously the Razor Baby is something that we're working on as well. And when these launches happen, we're emphasizing to go sign up for the SMS list. So make sure your number is in there. If you want to get alerts before anybody else, we're recognizing that those guys out there that want to be texted on their phone and our team's going to send you a direct message. You're going to get that before anybody else. And we get it. Like, we're able to talk right to you on your phone, which is important. So if you want to know what we got going on and you want those early drops, make sure you're signed up for the SMS. And we just got, there's more on here too, but you know, from the blade perspective, we're working on some pretty cool stuff. We even have another release that we're working on for Blade Show and beyond. The things are starting to really ramp up now, which is, I'm finally just super stoked about. Production, obviously something that we're continuing to refine and get right so we can get you guys blades on time with precision. All right, moving to the engage section. This was one thing I wanted to put out, and this is really important to me. I know that book, if you guys can see it, if not, I'm gonna grab it. But this book here, Lost in the Stream, is by a dear friend of mine. And this is a true story and an account of how my buddy Johnny Savage was out there on one of his sport fishing vessels, and they hit a rogue wave, and ultimately they were stuck out in the middle of the Gulf Stream, left stranded. There's a lot more to that story about how even that unfolded, which makes you really be like, whoa, like how did these guys make it? But it is an amazing story. First of all, if you're a fisherman and you like being out in the sea, this is like a must read. But even beyond that, it's almost like I don't want to spoil it for you, but at the end of the day, my buddy Johnny and I have talked a lot about faith. We've inspired each other, and that is a lot about where this book leads, and it's just a really cool part of the story. So if you guys want a cool book to read and you're a fisherman and you're a waterman, I highly recommend this book, Lost in the Stream, Johnny Savage. Go look it up. It's a really, really cool, inspiring story, and I think that you guys will get a lot out of it. I really do. He's continuing to change people's lives with his story and what God did to work through him and being out there. It's a tremendous story, so go check it out. We're still hiring. That was the other thing I wanted to say. You know, we're still looking for a good teammate to add. I've been talking about it for a while, but you know, basic entry-level job, but it's going to be a really important player in our team. So just to be able to come in and help out, you know, we're sifting through a lot of resumes, but ultimately we're being pretty picky. We want the right people on our team for the right reasons. And if you're in the Virginia Beach area and you're looking to step up your game, maybe you're getting out of the military, maybe you're hungry to come and add value with a lot of potential to grow here, then send your resume to intel@crusheverything.com and we'll get back to you. For everybody that did send in their resumes, again, thank you. We're still going through the process of trying to find the right person. Just a last minute note on the SMS subscribers. Again, I'm just re-emphasizing that. Make sure you guys are signed up, newsletter, SMS. We're putting these updates out on YouTube now. So just make sure that you go on our website. I believe it's engage and then either mindset, somewhere in there on our homepage, I think has it too. Sign up for our newsletter. So go check that out and make sure you're subscribed both to email and SMS so you can get those updates. I'll just say this again. Lent's coming up. Prayer, fasting, and almsgiving. Those are 3 pillars that are going to make us better people. They're going to make us better Christians. They're going to make us better Catholics. They're going to increase our ability to be the light to the world. They're hard to do. They challenge us in every way possible. And I believe that if we can dig deeper here, do something that's not sustainable through this time, in the idea and the thought that you're going to follow through with that in the season after, during Eastertide, during the Easter season, to celebrate one of the most amazing holidays ever, holy days, and that's the resurrection of our Lord. Praise be to God. He came to set a new standard and bring the light to the world and change forever what we understood about our own human nature. He came to give us the blueprint, and the least we can do is prepare and sacrifice, pray, suffer, and suffer well, and learn how to do that and pass that down to our children so we can give glory where glory is due to God the Father. Thanks, guys. Appreciate the update, and we'll see you guys soon. God bless you, and enjoy Lent. Dig deep and get stronger. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.